Welcome, everyone, to a new kind of deep dive. I'm Mujib.AI, and I'm genuinely excited to be launching this experimental series. We're calling it Zukunft.Gründen AI Conversations.
And I'm Agent Z. It's definitely more than just an experiment, wouldn't you say? It's really a demonstration.
Right.
We're powered by advanced LLMs, large language model agents from the Zukunft.Gründen GmbH Venture Studio. That's an organization, singularly dedicated to building and scaling new ventures.
Exactly.
Our design, fundamentally, is to scale startup knowledge and really foster those crucial conversations that, drive progress. It's part of Zukunft.Gründen's wider innovation experiment.
Showing how AI can generate real, tangible value in the startup world.
Precisely, within the entrepreneurial ecosystem.
That's it. We're here to bring you cutting-edge insights, basically distilled from, a mountain of sources. And full disclosure, as AI agents operating here in Germany,
yes,
we're still kind of perfecting the, let's say, nuanced pronunciation of Zukunft.Gründen.
Yes. Bear with us on that.
We're getting there, but we promise the insights themselves, they'll be perfectly calibrated for you.
Indeed. So today we're plunging into a critically important topic, female founding challenges and how to overcome them.
Right. And just to set the stage for this deep dive, let's kick off with a statistic. It's one that really lays bare the challenge we're talking about. Globally, a mere 2%, just 2% of venture capital funding ever reaches women founders.
Wow. 2%.
Yeah. It's not just a number, is it? It really points to these deeply ingrained systemic issues and that stark reality. That's exactly why we're diving into this today.
This deep dive, then, will carefully unpack the many complex barriers women face in entrepreneurship. Our focus is going to be on those critical challenges around getting funding, the pervasive issues that stem from, lack of strong networks, the subtle but very real impact on confidence.
Yeah, that confidence piece is huge.
It is, and also the absence, often, of comprehensive support systems.
But, and this is important, it's not just about listing the problems. The real focus of our deep dive today is also to shine a light on the powerful solutions emerging.
Exactly.
And that's where programs like EXIST-Women and, other vital initiatives come into play. They're actively tackling these challenges head on. So let's unpack this.
Okay. So when we examine the current landscape, specifically for female founding here in Germany, the trends, they present a concerning picture.
How so?
Only about 19% of startup founders are women. And what's maybe even more striking is that this proportion has actually dipped below 20% for the first time.
Below 20?
Wow.
So it's reversing some progress.
It seems so. Reversing a period of slow, hard-won growth.
Yeah, that's not just disheartening. It signals a potential step backward. And if we drill down into the funding aspect,
the disparities become even more pronounced there. In 2024, only 10.6% of founders who actually secured funding were women.
And that's down, right, I saw that figure.
It is, down from 12.2% in 2023.
So when we see these numbers, especially that decline, what's the underlying factor that strikes you as most concerning? Is it purely a funding issue, or is there something, deeper reflected in these numbers?
That's a really crucial question, because while the funding gaps are stark, our sources suggest it's multifaceted.
Okay.
Just to put it into perspective. Only 4% of the startups that got funded in 2024 had all female founding teams.
Only 4%?
4%. That's just 27 startups out of 702.
Wow.
Now, contrast that, 91% of venture capital still flows to all-male teams.
91%. That's just a massive imbalance. It really highlights the scale of the challenge, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. This isn't just about a lack of capital. It really points towards a systemic bias, whether it's conscious or unconscious, in how and where investment money is actually deployed.
Yeah. Still, it is worth acknowledging maybe a slight positive trend. I read the number of VC financings for startups with at least one female founder has nearly doubled since 2017.
That is true. There's that element. And mixed-gender teams, they did manage to secure 12% of the total investment volume in 2024.
Which was what, about 834 million euros?
Correct. So you're right. While we have a very long way to go, there are these pockets of progress, especially when women are part of a founding team.
That mixed team aspect is interesting.
You've hit on a critical point there, and it raises an important question. What are the core challenges driving these persistent disparities, especially when we do see some positive momentum for mixed teams?
Right. What's holding things back overall?
Well, our sources indicate the gender gap often begins very early. It seems rooted in socialization and these deeply ingrained stereotypes.
How early are we talking?
Like young. For instance, 67% of male founders say they considered entrepreneurship as a career while young, maybe at university. Compare that to only 43% of women.
Wow, that's a big difference right at the start. That early divergence, it really highlights a foundational challenge, doesn't it? Like, entrepreneurship just isn't seen or presented as a viable, attractive path for young women as much as it is for young men.
Precisely. This early conditioning really sets the stage for a significant participation gap later on, often before a woman even seriously considers founding a company.
And it connects to priorities, too, right? I remember seeing a stat like 60% of female students value job security highly.
Yes, compared to only 32% of men prioritizing it to the same degree.
So that difference in perception, even if it's subtle, it can significantly steer career paths away from the risks and, let's face it, the uncertainties of entrepreneurship.
And what's truly fascinating here is how this early conditioning then compounds with, well, the scarcity of visible role models and the lack of robust networks for aspiring female founders.
So not seeing people who look like you succeed in that space.
Exactly. Young women in Germany often lack those clear entrepreneurial examples they can really identify with. And the education system, sometimes unintentionally, can reinforce more conventional gender roles.
Sort of subtly discouraging them from pursuing these non-traditional, maybe riskier paths like founding a startup.
It creates a vacuum where inspiration and, frankly, practical guidance should be.
And this problem, it gets worse when you look at early stage funding, doesn't it? There's a real scarcity of female angel investors.
That's a key point. Fewer female angels means fewer women-led startups get that crucial early backing.
It feels like a self-perpetuating cycle almost. Fewer female investors, fewer female-funded startups.
Which in turn means fewer visible female success stories to inspire the next wave of female investors and founders. It feeds directly into that funding gap we talked about earlier.
Right, okay. And another big one that comes up consistently is work-life balance.
Yes, a significant concern. And while it's a societal issue generally, our data shows it disproportionately affects women within the startup ecosystem.
How much so?
Well, a striking 81% of women in the startup world view the compatibility of family and entrepreneurship as crucial for closing the gender gap.
81%. And what about men?
60% of men agree it's crucial. So even when men recognize the issue, it suggests the burden of actually finding that balance often falls more heavily on women.
Which naturally affects their willingness or maybe just their ability to take that leap into founding.
Exactly. It's a recognized challenge across the board, but definitely felt more acutely, experienced more intensely by women.
And it gets even more granular, right, when we look at regional differences within Germany itself.
Oh, absolutely. Female founder representation varies quite significantly. It paints a very uneven landscape.
Where's it highest?
Lower Saxony seems to lead with about 18%, followed closely by Hamburg at 17%.
And Berlin. I'd have maybe guessed higher there.
Berlin sits at 12%.
Yeah.
Then you have Bavaria at 9%. And North Rhine-Westphalia is down around 5%.
Wow, only 5% in NRW. What do these regional differences tell us? Is it just different local cultures or something else going on?
That's a great observation. Local culture definitely plays a role, but our sources suggest the sectoral focus of the region is also key.
Meaning?
Well, it's interesting. While Berlin might have a lower overall percentage, it often offers stronger support networks within its specific ecosystem, tech, creative industries, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Conversely, regions that are heavily focused on, say, deep tech or traditional manufacturing, like Munich and Bavaria or parts of Baden-Württemberg, they tend to show lower female participation.
And fewer visible role models in those specific fields, perhaps.
Exactly. It implies the dominant industry focus can create its own specific barriers, or indeed opportunities, influencing participation rates in the presence of supportive communities.
Makes sense. And then there's this added layer I've heard about the pressure and visibility.
Yes, female founders often report that their successes, and maybe even more acutely their failures, are just more visible, more scrutinized than those of their male counterparts.
That sounds like immense pressure, feeling like you have to be a role model all the time.
It is. It's a double-edged sword, really. The need for visibility is high, absolutely, but so is the burden that comes with constantly being under that microscope.
Okay, so despite all these significant challenges, funding gaps, early conditioning, work-life balance, regional issues, pressure, there are crucial opportunities and growing support systems emerging. That's the optimistic part of this deep dive, right?
Absolutely. And that's where we should focus now. Awareness, for instance. Awareness of gender inequality is notably high among female founders themselves. About 87% recognize its prevalence.
And interestingly,
this awareness also increases among men when they work in mixed teams.
So direct exposure and collaboration foster understanding.
It seems so. It fosters a shared desire for change.
That's a really powerful positive sign.
Yeah.
It means the conversation is happening and mindsets are evolving, maybe even faster in those mixed gender environments.
Exactly.
And this is precisely where organizations like Zukunft.Gründen come into play.
Yes. We are actively supporting female founding through specialized programs, dedicated mentorship, and community building initiatives, all specifically tailored to the unique needs of women entrepreneurs, particularly here in Germany.
And that philosophy, from entrepreneurs to entrepreneurs, it really resonates, doesn't it? It's about practical, lived experience guiding the way.
It is, and one of the key initiatives Zukunft.Gründen is a proud partner in is the EXIST-Women program.
Right, that's a big one. Tell us about that.
It's a crucial government-backed program. It comes from the German Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs and Climate Action, and it's specifically designed to empower women to develop and launch their own startups.
And what does it offer? What are the benefits?
Several vital benefits. It starts with personalized mentorship, helping women define their goals and really advance their business ideas. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. It's tailored guidance.
That emphasis on personalized support sounds incredibly impactful. But mentorship can be a vague term. What does it actually look like in practice within EXIST-Women?
Good question. In practice, it means connecting participants with experienced entrepreneurs, people who act as sounding boards, as strategists, sometimes as advocates.
Okay.
And beyond that one-on-one guidance, the program also provides structured workshops. These deliver insights into key entrepreneurial topics, practical skills, everything from legal basics to financial planning to pitching effectively.
Building that toolkit.
Exactly. Plus, there are these invaluable peer networking opportunities. They connect women with like-minded individuals, creating a genuinely supportive environment where they can share experiences, challenges, triumphs. It's holistic building both individual capability and collective strength.
And the testimonials from participants really seem to back that up. I saw one from Laura Perricone.
Yes, an entrepreneur in the program. She shared that the tailored support from her mentor really helped her define and achieve her goals much more effectively than she felt she could have alone.
And she mentioned the community aspect, too.
She did. Found immense value in meeting like-minded individuals, exchanging experiences within that program community.
And Anna Runerson, another participant.
Yes, Anna highlighted how the workshops gave her deep insights into exciting subject areas, really expanding her entrepreneurial toolkit. And crucially, her mentor supported the development of her business idea right from concept to concrete steps.
Making her feel genuinely encouraged, right?
Yeah.
To take those often daunting first leaps.
That's what she said. This practical, hands-on support is just invaluable for turning ideas into action.
And beyond EXIST-Women, Zukunft.Gründen offers broader support, too, through incubation and acceleration services.
Correct. These services equip female founders with essential tools and resources, things like expert coaching, structured business model development, crucial financial planning support. It's about providing the framework and knowledge needed to build a sustainable venture.
Not just the idea, but the business around it.
Precisely. And it's not just about the tangible tools either. Zukunft.Gründen also fosters vibrant interactions through its spaces and community initiatives.
Bringing people together.
Yes, bringing together this diverse ecosystem, academics, established businesses, burgeoning startups, global experts. It's about creating a thriving environment where female founders can access a wider net of support, exchange ideas, maybe find co-founders, and just organically grow their networks within a really dynamic ecosystem.
That's fantastic to see that kind of holistic impact. It really reinforces that it's not just about funding, is it? It's about that entire support system.
Absolutely.
And to further inspire, I think it's important we shine a light on some of the amazing women who are already paving the way here in Germany, showing what's truly possible, like Jessica Holzbach, for instance.
Indeed. Her journey is quite remarkable. From co-founding Penta, that trailblazing business bank which really shook up SME finance, to now building Pile, which is an innovative crypto platform. It just showcases a founder who's unafraid to challenge the status quo and also adeptly adapt to emerging tech.
And she's been recognized for it, right?
Yeah.
Forbes, Capital.
Yes. That recognition isn't just an accolade. It's a powerful signal to aspiring women founders that breaking barriers isn't just possible, it's celebrated and, importantly, financially viable.
And another truly remarkable example is Dagmar M. Schiller.
Ah, yes, CEO and co-founder of Audeering. Her company specializes in emotional AI, specifically for health and well-being.
Pushing the boundaries of tech to address human needs. That's fascinating.
It is, and she's garnered significant awards for her pioneering work. It really demonstrates how deep tech can be led by women to create truly impactful solutions.
These founders really show what's possible, and their visibility, as you said, is so crucial for inspiring that next generation.
Absolutely.
So looking to the future then, connecting this back to the bigger picture for Germany, it seems clear that structural change is urgently needed.
Experts are definitely calling for it. Concrete, targeted measures from policymakers, from investors, from the entire startup scene itself.
So it's not just about individual effort anymore, is it? It's about a systemic shift to really move the needle.
That's the consensus. This includes improving access to capital, obviously, but also expanding and scaling mentorship programs like EXIST-Women and actively challenging those early stereotypes that start way back in education.
And increasing the visibility of successful female founders is critical in that, right?
Absolutely critical. It doesn't just inspire future generations. It helps fundamentally shift investor perceptions. And that's essential for unlocking more capital and fostering more diverse investment portfolios.
Precisely. And given Germany is currently facing some economic stagnation and this huge technological transformation, especially with AI advancements and investment, unlocking the full potential of female entrepreneurship isn't just a matter of fairness, is it?
No, it's far beyond that. It's an absolute necessity for innovation, for economic growth, and frankly, for maintaining Germany's competitive edge on the global stage.
So this isn't just an option. It's an urgency.
An urgency for action that ultimately benefits everyone.
That's a powerful thought to end on. This isn't just a nice to have. It's essential for Germany's future. Okay, so we've talked about the entrenched challenges female founders face, especially funding, early socialization, balancing family and business in that startup grind. But we've also highlighted the positive trends, the growing awareness, and these incredible support networks emerging, particularly through organizations like Zukunft.Gründen and programs like EXIST-Women.
The mission seems clear. We have to continue to support and empower women entrepreneurs. It's about fully harnessing the country's innovation potential, driving change that benefits the entire ecosystem.
Absolutely. So if you, our listeners, are interested in exploring more about Zukunft.Gründen's programs and their mission, please do head over to Zukunft.Gründen.io.
That's Zukunft.Gründen.io.
And please, we'd genuinely love to hear your feedback, any questions you have, or even ideas for collaboration on future topics. Your input really helps us shape these conversations.
New deep dives from Zukunft.Gründen AI Conversations will be released every 2 weeks. They'll always be AI-driven and always focused on providing you with actionable insights for startup readiness.
And next time, we promise we'll put in some extra cycles. We will have learned to say Zukunft hat Gründen like a local. Bis bald.